Our teams are back, of course, to talk about some Square Enix. We're here with a really not surprising topic considering that it is Square Enix and them wanting to use AI technology going forward. We have a New Year's letter from the current president, Takashi Kiryu. We get these, I think, like pretty much every year. We got one last year with the previous president, Yasuke Matsuda, and like NFTs and blockchain gaming. This just tends to be Square Enix's thing these days. Anytime something's like popular, whatever the technology is, the format, the platform, they just want to hop in on it, right? Mobile gaming, they're huge on mobile gaming these days. Obviously, they hopped on that back when that was kind of blowing up a little more. And then obviously they want to get into blockchain and NFTs, and now the AI is a big thing the last year or so. They want to hop into that too. I get from a business standpoint, it makes sense. Just the AI itself is a bit controversial, a bit polarizing. It kind of depends on how you look at it. I mean, we can look to like the recent writer strike, right? Obviously, the people were striking for several different reasons, for just like a livable wage and things as well. But part of it was they wanted to put protections in place for AI, because AI could replace them as writers, right? It's kind of the same thing here. It just depends on how Square Enix wants to use AI going forward. Are we just using it to kind of help development, or are we trying to essentially just auto-generate games? Auto-generate, I guess, worlds, characters, scripts, gaming itself, the gameplay? I don't know. It remains to be seen. Square Enix president Takashi Kiryu has penned a New Year's letter that outlines some of his vision for the company, and it reveals its plans to be aggressive in applying AI and other cutting-edge technologies to both our content development and our publishing functions. And it's the use of that word aggressive that has people talking, right? Because it's like, not only do they want to use AI and other cutting-edge technologies going forward, but they want to aggressively use that shit. So what are we looking at? Are we looking at, a Final Fantasy 17 being fucking AI generated? What are you talking about? What do you mean aggressive? Kiryu began by talking about how AI and its potential implications have long been the subject of academic debate. However, he says the rise of ChatGPT and similar generative AI programs have the potential not only to reshape what we create, but also to fundamentally change the process by which we create, including programming. In turn, Kiryu and Square Enix plan to be, as previously mentioned, aggressive in applying AI and other cutting-edge technologies to both our content development and our publishing functions. So obviously there can be like benefits using AI. It can definitely help with the creative process, but one of like the complaints as well with AI, if you've been keeping up with it the last year or so, is like copyright. Whatever you're like, auto-generating like an image or some text or whatever, like a lot of what was used to train stuff like ChatGPT, which is an example that he himself used, was copyrighted material. I also remember controversies over the last year or so of people like using AI to create images, but because it pulls from pictures all over the internet and shit, there's times where like their AI created image would have like a kind of blurry watermark there because it's pulling from somebody's original work. You kind of have to fall into that discussion when you're talking about using any sort of generative AI. Like for one, how is it trained, but also whatever you're creating, how much of it is technically original because it's pulling from copyrighted material. Put aside that discussion, it comes down to like, how much do they want to use AI to create games? Because Kiryu even said in that part that we read previously, they could fundamentally change the process by which they create. And it sounds to me like using AI to fucking create games. And I personally don't want video games that are mostly AI created. I don't mind like if they need help here and there, you could like auto-generate like a scenario and kind of fix it, or auto-generate like a quest line and kind of, tweak it and change it how you want to and stuff like that, whatever. But like if you're using AI to create the majority of your game, like I'm not interested. Kind of go back to the beginning of that where they talk about it like being the subject of an academic debate, like it's can be deemed as lazy. Like if you're just using the AI to kind of auto-generate characters, scenarios, scripts, whatever, dialogue, you're not really doing anything. Like the computer's doing all the work. In the short term, our goal will be to enhance our development productivity and achieve greater sophistication in our marketing efforts. In the longer term, we hope to leverage those technologies to create new forms of content for consumers, as we believe that technological innovation represents business opportunities. So again, we have some like quotes from him that don't sound too promising, because he talks about leveraging those new technologies to create new forms of content for consumers. So let's just replace the word technologies with AI. Leveraging AI to create new forms of content for consumers. Like, I don't personally want that. I don't want you to be using AI to create stuff in the future for me. Like, if you want to help it on the back end development side of things, help you program, help you whatever. Like, the creative process goes a little bit faster because you're using AI. That is fine. But if you're just simply using AI to like just shit out content constantly because it's the fastest way to do it, I'm completely uninterested. And even like this whole thing's like talking about like money, right? They talk about using like AI to help with their marketing efforts. They refer to us as consumers, which I don't know why I don't like that, but I don't. And that it could be good for like business opportunities. And I get it because it's trendy, it's popular right now. I understand it. On the publishing front, Kiryu reveals the company wants to enable greater global collaboration and to promote the shift to digital. The team hopes this will allow them to not only give them the chance to maximize our sales of new titles, but also to deliver our rich back catalog to more customers and in turn to expand the fan base for our group's intellectual properties. And this is where things can be a bit more promising when it comes to the use of AI, because they talk about bringing their back catalog to more customers. And if AI can help with that, like, I'm down. There's a lot of old Square Enix games that I wouldn't mind on modern platforms. More recently, we talked about like Parasite Eve. There's that, we're on that remaster, that remake, whatever we thought was happening last year, and there's more NFT bullshit. But if you can use like AI to like upscale Parasite Eve and then bring it to modern platforms, dude, I'm fucking down with that. Plenty of older Square Enix games as well that we all would want to have on modern platforms, but it kind of comes down to also price. Like, say you use AI to upscale Parasite Eve and then you shit it out on modern platforms, what is that price? Because you look at something like Crisis Core Reunion, I'm pretty sure, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure they used AI to upscale that game as well, but they also revamped the combat, right? And they re-recorded all the lines, all the dialogue in the game, and voice lines that were never recorded before, but they also like gave us brand new like cinematics for the summons, right? So there was like effort put into that game. It wasn't just completely AI. That's to say that they didn't even sell the game at full price for like last gen or current gen, right? It's a $50 game. Let's say you just simply take like an old game like Parasite Eve and just AI upscale it, bring it to modern consoles. What is a fair price for that? I don't entirely know. That's all kind of up to the consumers, right? Whatever price they put out, the consumers will have an opinion on it. Another game that I personally want, that I talk about like every single year that I want to come to modern platforms, is Dragon Quest VIII. It's one of my favorite RPGs of all time. I still own it on PS2. I got it on 3DS. That 3DS version is absolutely fucking perfect. It has so many quality of life changes. I'd love to have that version of the game on modern platforms, and if they can use AI to get it formatted to like modern TVs, get it upscaled to like 1080 or fucking 4K or something like that, or however you want to do it, like, I'm down for that shit. But what's a fair price for that? I don't know. To be perfectly clear, if they're putting Dragon Quest VIII on modern platforms, I'll pay fucking anything. There's also a desire to put plans in place to ensure for easier and greater collaboration between the development and publishing teams at Square Enix in hopes that this will make its customers even happier than ever before. Whatever that means. As for blockchain, Kiryu added that blockchain entertainment, Web 3.0, AI, and the cloud are three of Square Enix's main focused investment fields that it is currently working to modify our organizational structure and optimize our resource allocations to support these efforts. Ultimately, while I do have like a negative opinion for all this stuff, you've heard me in the past bitch about NFTs and blockchain when they're talking about all that. I kind of have the same mindset when it comes to AI. I'm just not necessarily a fan of it. It's just not, for one, insert obvious Terminator Skynet joke here. But also, like I said previously, I think it's kind of lazy, right? To a certain degree. Like, if you just want to use it to help a little bit, right, that's fine. But if it depends on just how much they're going to be using AI going forward, how much they're using AI to create games, right? Program games, things like that. That remains to be seen. I think there's a reason to be apprehensive right now, for sure. And you don't have to like it, and I certainly don't like it myself. But it's kind of a wait and see. I don't know if like Square Enix like jumping on these trends over the last like couple of years that just puts them in a negative light, because a lot of people don't like the blockchain stuff, a lot of people don't like the NFT stuff, and now we're going into AI and they're just going all in on all this shit. It's just not like a good public image, right? A lot of people just don't like that shit. So of course I want to pass off to you guys though. What are your thoughts going forward? Square Enix wants to go all in on blockchain still apparently, NFT still apparently, but also like AI in terms of like programming and developing and creating products for the consumer. So what are your thoughts on that? Anyways, that's the video. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Search in the description below. Follow me on Twitter, @DaveYT. That's it. Bye.
Used to care what people thought, but now I care more. And nobody out here's got it figured out. So therefore, I've lost all hope of a happy ending, depending on whether or not it's worth it. So insecure, no one's perfect. We spend it with no shame. We blow that like Coltrane. We in here like Low Gain or leave it like Cobain.